Hey everybody, I just heard an amazing story of the office grapevine. We are all ears, Seiji. Spill. Well, I'm sure you remember when Ken Hooser quit as national sales manager last month, right? Yes, I seem to recall that it was a less than amicable parting of the ways. That's putting it mildly. The story I'm hearing is that he put his business cards, marketing brochures, and promotional material into a big green garbage bag and delivered it to his boss. Attached was a note that said people who treat people like trash deserve trash and stink like trash. Something tells me Kane wasn't a happy camper here at H&B. What a way to announce your departure. Not very classy, if you ask me. Downright trashy, in fact. Seriously, though, I think these quirky greeting techniques are getting to be a bit much. It's become parting is such sweet revenge for some people. I think it's self-centered and unprofessional. True enough? But you've got to admit, the parting shots some of these people have given their employers are pretty imaginative and pretty funny. Like the flight attendant who announced his decision to quit his airline by exiting a plane via its emergency slide while holding a beer. His grandstanding got mixed reactions. Some people thought he was just being a show-off, even though just about everybody has at one time or another felt like chucking door in a tension-grabbing way. I have to conclude that some people just aren't so smart. They let their emotions get the better of them and make sure their employers know how much they hated their job when they quit. It's certainly cathartic, but there can be long-term repercussions. Yes, few people these days seem to follow the standard career advice about not bad-mouthing an employer when you leave your job. Why is that, I wonder? Many of these stunts are pulled by frustrated employees who've reached the boiling point. There are a lot of folks in America today who are doing jobs that used to be done by 2 or even 3 people. It's just too much for them. They get to the point where they simply can't take it any longer. Their anger achieves critical mass. Yes, corporate America is a breeding ground for stress and burnout, I'm sorry to say. So it's understandable that some people want to get revenge for what they see as their shoddy treatment in the workplace. I think another factor is that we've become a much more emotional society. We are taught it's wrong to bottle up your feelings, that it's better to let them out. And younger people have grown up in a transparent environment where they are used to sharing many details of their lives via social media. They don't have the same sense of privacy or restraint that members of the older generation have. Again true, the desire to get back at a disliked employer when you quit your job and let everybody know about it is as old as the hills, but the new element in the equation is social media. It's proven to be a popular outlet for folks who don't want to go quietly. The problem there is the rancorous exit can be seen as bad judgment. Word can quickly spread to potential employers via social media. And once you put something online, it can be out there forever. That could certainly hurt your future job prospects. Employers can search the internet for references to job applicants and check their profiles and activity on social networking services. Good point. A candidate who's gone public with a negative campaign against his or her previous employer isn't going to score high marks with companies looking to hire. And in a worst-case scenario, dissing your former employer could be construed as libel. You don't want to wind up in court for telling off your boss. So, are there any smart ways of leaving the workplace? Of course there are. One common sense hint is to always wait 24 hours before sending that resignation letter or email you've been composing in your mind for weeks. Reread it, or better still, have a trusted friend or family member check it. Tact and diplomacy are vitally important when taking leave of your employer. If you feel the need to make a critical comment when asked why you are quitting, make sure to keep it professional. Don't get personal, no matter how upset you may be. Leaving a job or being fired is a crucial test of your sense of self. There are intelligent ways of leaving that don't involve burning bridges. For example, you should give your employers ample notice of your decision to quit, if possible longer than 30 days or whatever period is stipulated in your contract or the relevant labor laws. And your impending departure from the company doesn't give you a license to kick back and relax during your last days at the workplace. Impress your co-workers and bosses with your thorough professionalism. Always think of your references. Very true. A lot of people mistakenly assume they will never encounter their former co-workers again in their professional life. What goes around comes around, as they say. When you get right down to it, the simple act of quitting is probably the best form of revenge if you feel your employer did you wrong. If you think your work has been underappreciated, your managers will realize after you've gone how important to the organization you are. Yes, revenge is a dish best served cold, isn't it?